Welcome back to my Madden 23 relocation rebuild with the Oklahoma City Bison, and today we are still in Season 4, but we are now in Week 15 against the Kansas City Chiefs. The current playoff picture does not include us because in the last episode we lost to former Bison quarterback Greg Knox and the Baltimore Ravens, and they took our spot as the 7th seed for right now. We will be wrapping up the regular season in this episode. We will be simulating the first 3 games, and then we'll see exactly how Week 18 is set to play out against the Colts here, but hopefully we can make a push for the playoffs. The first thing I want to take care of before we simulate this game against Kansas City, though, is I want to re-sign a couple players that I don't want to be negotiating with into the offseason. The first one is defensive back Thomas Ross. We're going to offer him a 5-year contract, and he will be re-signing. And I was going to try to re-sign wide receiver Deshaun Slaughter. He has been with us the entire series so far, but he has really low interest in coming back here because we are not close to his home in Mississippi. We will, however, be offering a contract to wide receiver Coco Johnson, a 2-year extension, and he will also be coming back. He has been pretty solid for us this year, so just to take care of it before the offseason, we'll offer Riley Patterson a 2-year contract, and he is also going to be re-signing. Coach, you're tasked with facing the Chiefs and their high-powered offense this week. What is stopping them start? We're going to say stuffing the run because I don't think we're going to stop Patrick Mahomes too much. Beat the Chiefs and allow 75 or fewer rushing yards. As always, if these games are close at all near the end, or if I think it's going to be an interesting finish, I will go ahead and jump in and watch. But for now, let's simulate Week 15. And I believe we're going to have a pretty interesting finish here. It's an 8-point game with under 5 minutes to play. The Bison have the ball. It's a handoff to Gibson up the middle, and he will get brought down for a short gain. That brings up a 2nd and 7. Gaither will line up under center. Gibson is still the running back. He'll drop back to pass. Standing back in the pocket. Now he'll throw this to the outside. That'll be caught by Thomas along the sideline, but they rule that incomplete. So it brings up a 3rd down for the Bison with 4:08 to play. Gibson is the running back. He'll take the snap and looks to pass downfield again. He's now under pressure, rolling out to the outside, throws on the run, and finds Cooper Parker for the 1st down, and I believe that's going to be a flag for a face mask. Personal foul, face mask on Kansas City. So instead of the 37-yard line, we move up to Kansas City's 48-yard line. Gaither will come out under center with 4:02 to play. It's a play action to Gibson. Now he throws over the middle. That's caught and falls out of his receiver's hands. That was intended for receiver Matthew Lamb. That brings up a 2nd and 10. Gaither lines up under center. Gibson is the running back here. 3:58 to play. He'll send Matthew Lamb in motion. Gaither will take the snap, once again looking to pass. A quick throw over the middle. That one's caught by Lamb, and he'll be quickly brought down. That will bring up a 3rd and 4 from the 41-yard line. Gaither, a quick throw over the middle, is caught, knocked out of the receiver's hands, and flew downfield. That will result in a 4th and 4. And we will punt this one away. We have attempted longer field goals this year. I don't know why we're punting this one, but the punt will be sent deep. It's going to bounce inside the 10-yard line, and we will down the Chiefs down at the 2. Can the defense come up with a stop? Mahomes in the offense needs to go 98 yards. They have 3:17 to play. They start with a handoff up the middle, and Pacheco will break one tackle, get across the 10-yard line, and end up with a 10-yard gain. That brings up a 2nd and inches, and that entire ball is over the line. I think that probably should have been a 1st down, but Mahomes will take the snap out of shotgun and look to pass. He goes deep over the middle and has a man for the 1st down all the way to the 50-yard line. About 2:15 to play now. They both have all 3 timeouts. Mahomes will take the snap. A quick throw over the middle is caught, and he will be quickly brought down about the 45. That play would take us into the 2-minute warning. Now from the 44, Mahomes will drop back to pass. A quick throw downfield, caught by a wide-open man for another 1st down to the 28-yard line. So now he comes out in a 5-wide set for the very next play. 1:40 to play. He'll take the snap and throw downfield. That's tipped out of the air and falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Mahomes is back in shotgun. He'll take the snap and looks to pass. A quick throw will be caught for the 1st down, but there is a flag. We'll see where they rule this and what the penalty is going to be. Holding on the offense, so bring that play back. That would give them a 2nd and 20 now from the 38-yard line. 1:33 to play. Mahomes under pressure. It's a screen to the outside. Caught by Pacheco, who has a blocker in front of him, and he'll get brought down near the 30. Reed Humphrey will be injured on the play, so it forces Kansas City to burn a timeout. 1:25. It's 3rd and 13. Mahomes dropping back. He's going deep downfield, and this one will be in the back of the end zone, but it falls incomplete. Felix McGee laid out the receiver. Now 4th and 13. Game is on the line here. Mahomes will take the snap and looks to pass. Standing in the pocket. He's under pressure. He's going to get hit, and that will fall incomplete. Oklahoma City will take over. We are 1:14 away from pulling off a pretty big upset. Gaither will take the snap, hand off to Gibson, who will get brought down to the 34. That would force Kansas City to burn their second timeout. Now 2nd and 7 with 1:10 to play. Gaither back in pistol. It's another handoff to Gibson. Gibson to the outside. Will get brought down at about the 36-yard line this time, and they burn their final timeout. If we don't get the first down, Kansas City may get the ball with a little bit of time left. Gaither from under center. Handoff to Gibson to the outside, and he won't get the first, so we will punt it away. We're letting the clock run down. We could have let that run down a few more seconds, but we'll punt the ball away, and Kansas City will take over at the 27. We do not have this game secured yet. Mahomes from the 27-yard line will drop back to pass. He's going deep downfield. He's got a man, and that will fall incomplete. Thankfully, our defensive back was able to knock that out. Now 2nd and 10. 17 seconds to go in the game. From the 27-yard line still, Mahomes will drop back to pass again. Looking to go deep downfield. We need to get some heavy pressure on him, but he's going to load up and just unleash this as far as he can, and that will be tipped around and incomplete. 3rd and 10 with 7 seconds left to play. Mahomes back in shotgun will take the snap and look to pass. The clock is running down. This will be the final play, barring a penalty. He throws downfield. That'll be caught and brought down to the 50. Oklahoma City will get out of here with a win. This is a major win on the season. Do not underestimate that. We beat the Kansas City Chiefs by 8 points, and we improved to 8-5 on the year. We are still well within this playoff hunt, and now we have finally beaten a good team. We have lost to good teams by 1 score a lot this year, but I'm very proud of this team getting this win today. It wasn't a very pretty day for Keyshawn Gaither, but we did get the win. 25 for 43, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, did not throw a pick today. On the ground, Antonio Gibson only ran for 49 yards, and receiving, Cooper Parker 7 for 72 and a touchdown. Deshaun Slaughter 6 for 74 and a touchdown. Matthew Lamb got held to 5 catches for 55 yards, never found the end zone. Over on defense, Amir Brinkley led the team in tackling with a total of 10 in sacks. Kevin Donald got 1 and Grover Stewart got 1. Interceptions, Rocky Sin came away with 1 and Isaiah Rodgers came away with 1. Now let's see how Mahomes finished today. He goes 28 for 51, 362 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. On the ground, Pacheco ran for 56 yards on 18 carries, and receiving, Donovan Peoples-Jones 7 for 71, Tavon Harris, their new tight end, 7 for 77, and McCole Hardman 5 for 70 and a touchdown. Our star defensive end, Kevin Donald, gets +1 to acceleration, 2 to awareness, 4 to finesse move, 1 to hit power, 1 to play rec, and 2 to pursuit. Following that win, we have actually moved up into the 3 seed here in the playoff picture, so let me go see what's going on with our division. There are 3 of us tied at 8 and 6, and we get to take on the Tennessee Titans in this game, and whoever wins this will take control of the division most likely. Before this game, we do have a breakout DB scenario. It is for safety Amir Brinkley. We need to hold the Titans to less than 150 passing yards or get Amir Brinkley to interception, forced fumble, tackle for loss, or sacks. Well, this is probably the biggest game of the season so far, and as always, if it's close like the last one, we will jump in near the end. We have another pretty close finish on our hands. With 4 minutes to go, we're at the Titans' 27-yard line, up by 7. Gaither from under center. Under pressure is going to get sacked on the first play that we see, back to the 32. He comes out in shotgun for the next play with about 3.5 minutes to go. He'll take the snap and look to pass. He fires downfield. That'll be caught for the first down by Deshaun Slaughter. Gaither from under center, now under 3 minutes to play. From the 21-yard line, he'll drop back to pass. Stand in the pocket, he throws over the middle. That's caught for a short gain. That was wide receiver Matthew Lamb for a gain of 5. Now Gaither will come back under center for the very next play, letting the clock run down quite a bit here. He'll take the snap as a handoff to Gibson, who will go to the outside, and Gibson has the first down and more. He will fight his way all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. A touchdown does not put this game completely away, but it would make it a 2-score game. It's 1st and goal. Handoff up the middle to Quez Watkins, and we will make it 20-6. Justin Herbert and the Titans offense will come out of the 25-yard line with 1:58 to play. He takes the snap and looks to pass. He throws to the outside. That is caught along the sideline for a gain of 4. That leads to a 2nd and 6, and it does stop the clock. Herbert comes out under center. Will drop back to pass. Stand in the pocket. Another quick throw to the outside. That is caught and once again out of bounds, but there is a flag. Is that going to be unnecessary roughness on Oklahoma City? Yes, it is. That moves him up to the Bison 45-yard line. Herbert will throw downfield. That's caught for the first down, brought down at about the 31. They still have all 3 timeouts. 1:30 to play. Herbert will drop back to pass. Stand in the pocket. He throws to the outside. That'll be caught along the sideline, and he goes out of bounds. That's only a 3-yard gain, but it does stop the clock for the Titans. Now he comes out in a 5-wide set with 1:26 to go. From the 28-yard line, he'll take the snap and look to pass. Dropping farther back, under pressure, goes to the outside, that's caught, and once again gets out of bounds to stop the clock. A minute 22 on 3rd and 2 now. Herbert back in shotgun from the 23-yard line. Will take the snap, a quick throw over the middle is caught for the first down, and he will be brought down inbounds. But they don't burn a timeout. The clock is still running. A minute, 5 seconds to go. Herbert will drop back to pass. A quick throw to the outside will be intercepted on the play by the Bison. And now running down the sideline. I don't think anybody's going to get him. I can't even tell who that is. It looks like number 9, which should be Isaiah Rodgers, and he will get a pick 6 to secure this win. We now hold the top spot in the division, as I saw on the bottom of the screen during this that Jacksonville would lose to Miami, so we're going to be alone at the top of the division at 9-6 here. Not a very pretty day for Keyshawn Gaither, but once again, I'm not going to complain too bad because we got the win. 19 for 34, 230 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. Antonio Gibson ran for 67 yards, Quez Watkins found the end zone, and Jamal Wiley found the end zone. Receiving, Matthew Lamb had a pretty good day, 8 for 113, Deshaun Slaughter 4 for 53, Cooper Parker was held to 2 catches for just 12 yards. That's very uncharacteristic of him. In tackles, Daryl Nix will lead the team with 13. In sacks, Kevin Donald got 1.5, Daryl Nix got half of 1, and interceptions, Isaiah Rodgers came away with 2, Rocky Sin got 1, and Daryl Nix got 1. We picked off Herbert a total of 4 times today. He goes 29 for 50, 291 yards, never found the end zone, and like I just said, 4 interceptions. Wheeled Derrick Henry to 67 yards on 15 carries, and receiving, Paris Campbell 8 for 83, and Lamar Weber 8 for 63. Following that game, safety Felix McGee does have an upgrade point and gets +1 to man coverage, play rec speed, and 2 to tackle. We are going to attempt to bring back left guard Stephen Locklear. He does not have a lot of interest coming back because our head coach historic record is not great and he's not really a scheme fit. We're going to offer him a player-friendly deal and he will be re-signing with us. Here is the playoff picture following that week. We remain the 3 seed, but now the Ravens have moved all the way up to the 5 seed. They don't really stand a shot to win the division because the last time I checked, Cincinnati only had 1 loss this year. Looking around the standings right here, Cincinnati is still a 1-loss team. They are 14-1, and if you remember, we actually took this team into overtime, so we can hang with what right now is the best team in the league. If you look at the AFC East, the Bills have also secured their division at 9-6 because their division does not seem to be that good. The AFC West, the Raiders have secured at 12-3, and then the AFC South, obviously where we are, is still pretty much up for grabs. We are only 1 game ahead of everybody. We could make a major step forward here in securing the division though if we can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers here in week 17. So once again, if it's close or an interesting finish, we will jump in. We have another interesting finish though. It's 1st and 10 from the 29 and we are tied at 10. Gaither out of shotgun will take the snap. A quick throw to the outside will be caught, and that is Matthew Lamb for about a 9-yard gain. That brings up a 2nd and 1 from the 20-yard line. We are near the 2-minute warning here. Gibson is the running back. He'll send Parker in motion. It's a handoff to Cooper Parker, and he will break that tackle and get the first down and fight his way down to about the 16. That would take us to the 2-minute warning. So now 1st and 10. Gaither lines up under center. Gibson is the running back. Both teams do have all 3 timeouts. It's a handoff to Gibson up the middle, and he will get brought down for about a 4-yard gain. That brings up a 2nd and 6. A minute 40 to play. Gaither from under center. Gibson still the running back. They go back to Gibson, who goes up the middle and will be brought down quickly. That brings up a 3rd and 5 from the 11-yard line. Gaither, another handoff to Gibson, and he will not get in the first down. Sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. 4th down, whatever. I was going to say he doesn't get into the end zone, but clearly we were nowhere near the end zone yet. 4th and 6. We will send out Riley Patterson to try to give us a 3-point lead. The kick is away, and it is good. The Steelers come out of the 25-yard line in a shotgun formation with a minute 12 to go and 2 timeouts. He'll take the snap and a quick throw in the middle will be caught to about the 30-yard line before he gets swarmed down. Now a 2nd and 5, under a minute to play from the 30. Takes the snap, a quick throw downfield, caught for the first down and brought down near the 50. That is not what we needed to happen here. 35 seconds to go. They'll take the snap one more time. He's under pressure. He's going deep downfield, and that one will fall incomplete. They come back in a shotgun formation. 29 seconds to play. He'll take the snap and looks to pass again. Standing in the pocket, a quick throw to the outside will be caught by Najee Harris, who will get brought down to the 44. They would burn their 2nd timeout there. 23 seconds to go in the game. He's back in shotgun one more time. He'll take the snap and look to pass. He's going to load up and go deep down the sideline, and he's got a man in a foot race that will fall incomplete. And apparently that is Brock Purdy at quarterback for the Steelers. It's 4th and 3 now from the 44-yard line. He'll draw back to pass. A quick throw to the outside will be caught for the first down. We would attempt to ice their kicker, but they send him out for about a 48-yard try to tie the game here with 10 seconds to go. The kick is away, and this one is good. So it looks like we're going to get an overtime finish here today, barring a big play from the Bison. They'll send it deep. He fields it at the 10-yard line and brings it up, and it'll get brought down about the 30. Let's see how the Bison win it in regulation. Out of shotgun, we'll give it to Gibson, and we're just going to go to overtime. The Steelers win the toss and elect to receive, so they will be getting the ball first here, and this will go down for a touchback. We need the defense to come through one more time. It's 1st and 10. Purdy out of shotgun will drop back to pass. Staying in the pocket. He's going to go deep down the right side, and that one will be incomplete, but there is a flag. That was not catchable. Do not call that pass interference, but that's exactly what they will call it. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line now. Purdy lines up under center. It's a handoff to Najee Harris, who tries to go to the outside, but he's chased down and brought down to the 34. That brings up a 2nd and 6. Purdy comes back in shotgun. About 8 minutes to play here in overtime. He'll take the snap and looks to pass. Dropping farther back and now throws this to the outside. Caught by Harris, but he is out of bounds, but they give him the catch. It's 3rd and 1 now. Can we get this stop and force a field goal try? He lines up in an I formation. He'll send a man in motion. He lines up on the other side of the line here. He takes the snap, hands off to Najee Harris, who will get the first down. Purdy comes back in shotgun. It's 1st and 10 from the 27. About 7:15 to play here in overtime. He'll take the snap, a throw to the outside, once again caught by Harris for a short gain. That brings up a 2nd and 5, and now he's out in a 5-wide set. Under 7 minutes left to play. From the 22-yard line, he'll take the snap and looks to pass. Dropping farther back, he throws off his back foot to the end zone. That will be incomplete. 3rd and 5. Can we hold him to a field goal try? From the 22-yard line, he'll drop back to pass. Stand in the pocket. He throws to the sideline. That is caught, but he does not get a foot in bounds, and they will kick a field goal here. So if I'm remembering overtime rules correctly, we should get the ball one more time here, and the kick is away, and this one will be good. Can we get a good return here? The kick is sent deep. I don't even know who's back to return right now. He'll field it about the 10-yard line and bring it up. He's across the 25 and jukes his way down to about the 30-yard line. That is Malik Conley, one of our backup receivers. But now it's up to quarterback Keyshawn Gaither to get the win. He comes out to start this drive at the 30-yard line with Antonio Gibson in at running back. On the first play, we'll give it to Gibson, and that is going nowhere. He'll actually fight forward. That should have been a loss of about 2, but he somehow got to the 29. Now it's 2nd and 10, back in shotgun. With Gibson in at running back, Gaither will take the snap. Standing back in the pocket, he steps up and now throws to the outside. That is caught but out of bounds. 3rd and 10, Gaither back in shotgun. Gibson is the running back. He'll take the snap and looks to pass. A quick throw downfield is caught. Never mind, knocked out of Deshaun Slaughter's hands. The game comes down to this. It's 4th and 10. Can we convert and keep this drive moving? Out of shotgun, Gaither will take the snap. They're bringing a blitz. He drops back, and he's going to go deep downfield, and that one will be incomplete, and the Steelers will win this game. Apparently, I don't get to see the post-game animation for this game, so that's pretty cool. But it's whatever. We had a chance to win this game, could not pull out the win, and now I think the division might come down to the final week of the season. Keyshawn Gaither today goes 23 for 35, 211 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions on the ground. Gibson only ran for 59 yards, and Drew Sample ran in for a touchdown. Receiving, Matthew Lamb 8 for 99, Cooper Parker 7 for 60. Over on defense, leading the team in tackles will be a tie between Deron Payne and Felix McGee. Sacks goes to Deron Payne, Kevin Donald, and Yannick Ngakoue, and we got no interceptions today. Now let's see how Brock Purdy played. I didn't even realize that was their quarterback until late in that drive. 18 for 36, 173 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Running the ball, Najee Harris found the end zone once, and receiving, no one really did anything against us. Their best one was Pat Freiermuth, 5 for 54. We do have at least a couple upgrades after that game, and one goes to Matthew Lamb, who gets +1 to catch in traffic, catching, medium route running, 2 to release, and 1 to short route running. The other upgrade point goes to quarterback Keyshawn Gaither, who gets +1 to throw accuracy mid and 2 to throw accuracy short. In the current playoff picture, we are still the 3 seed for now, but now the Titans have prepped all the way up into the 7 seed spot, so let's see where they stand in the division. We are both 9 and 7, so they obviously won their last game. If we can beat the Colts, we win the division and are in the playoffs, but if we lose, there is a chance we miss them again. Not beating the Steelers in that last game really hurts us, because had we been able to win that game, we would have secured the division. We've already beaten the Titans twice, so the worst we could have finished was 10-7, but now the Titans have a chance to jump us if we lose this game. They are playing Jacksonville in their final game of the season, but if the Titans lose, we're in anyway, but I would rather just beat the Colts and get in. Most of this game will be simulated, just like the first 3 of this video. If it's close to the end, I will jump in, but I'm hoping we can just win in blowout fashion. The Colts are trying to pull off a miracle. They're down by 2 touchdowns from the 20-yard line. They'll throw to the outside. He'll be brought down for a short gain. I didn't think we would need to jump into this game, but we have lost similar situations to this, like the Jacksonville one earlier this season. Now he goes downfield and finds a man to the 4-yard line. Under a minute to play, and the Colts do have all 3 timeouts. He'll take the snap, and Melvin will look to pass. Standing in the pocket, he throws downfield to the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. They will make this a 1-score game with just about 45 seconds to play. They will be attempting an onside kick here. So let's see if the Bison manage to get this. The kick is away, and it is recovered by wide receiver Coco Johnson, who goes down the 40-yard line. We are just 41 seconds away from winning the division here. Gaither back in shotgun, will take the snap, hand off Antonio Gibson, who will get the first down and force Indianapolis to burn their first timeout. A couple plays later, the Bison come out to kneel out this victory, and we will be winning the division for the first time in franchise history. We are headed to the playoffs. However, they are lined up for a field goal here, and they will kick it, so the kick is sent deep, and it will be good. Final score is going to be 30-20, completely unnecessary. I was a little scared at the start of this video that we were going to miss the playoffs yet again, but we finished the year 10-7, managed to get at least the 4 seed. I'm not real sure where we will land right now, but this was a strong finish to the season. We finished the final 4 games 3-1, and hopefully we have caught fire at the right time going into the playoffs. In a pretty much must-win game, Gaither goes 16 for 26, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Not his best day, but not his worst, and it was enough to get the win. Antonio Gibson with 94 yards and a touchdown. Jamal Wiley also found the end zone. Receiving Deshaun Slaughter 4 for 77. Looks like George Carson caught the only touchdown for us today. On defense, Thomas Ross and Teron Johnson both led the team in tackles with 6, and sacks. Deron Payne got 2, Yannick Ngakoue got 1, Trayvon Kerr got half of 1, and Felix McGee got half of 1. We got no interceptions today though, so now let's see how Nathan Melvin played. He went 24 for 47, 297 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor ran for 72 yards on 14 carries, and their best receiver was Anthony McManus, 5 for 87. Actually, Khalil Shakir, if I can say his name right, went 5 for 96. I still don't know if I said his name right at all, but Jonathan Taylor and Bob Ball both caught touchdowns. There are a couple upgrades after the game. The first one goes to wide receiver Cooper Parker, who got +1 to acceleration, awareness, catching traffic, and 2 to deep route running. And the other one goes to superstar middle linebacker Trent Woodard, who got +2 to awareness, 3 to block shedding, 1 to change of direction, 1 to zone coverage, and a new ability slot. Here is the final playoff bracket for this season. We officially are the 3 seed and will take on the 6 seed Los Angeles Chargers. The only downside to this is Matthew Lamb now has a partial ACL tear and will miss the rest of the season, barring a weird glitch like we had a few episodes ago where he miraculously got healthy, but as of right now, we do not have Matthew Lamb. I will figure out if we need to do anything at the receiver position to help out this team so we can make a playoff run here, but hopefully you guys are hyped that we have finally made the playoffs in this series, and I will talk to you in the next episode.